Filling in for Kevin Jeffrey, my name is Stell Bailey. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for weekly updates. I'm here with our moderator, Katie Delaney, who's running for County Commission District 1, and Christopher Childs, who's running for City of Titusville Council Seat 2. Today, we are going to talk about the official Titusville police video, a Florida Today article that was released this week, the League of Women Voters and their forum for D1 and the Titusville race, unconfirmed reports of a citizen who had a visit from police, the Searstown debate for October 19th, and the loss of 76 firefighters. So we're going to start off with the Titusville police chief and deputy chief who gave a shout out to Brevard News this past week. They created a video and they used a clip from our segment, and the police chief got on there to address certain things like community policing, and the video has since been removed and deleted. But let's back up a little bit, because it wasn't just community policing he was addressing. It was a candidate in the city of Titusville who was on our news segment. And so, Katie, would you like to start off with did you see the video?
So I actually didn't get to see the video before it was removed, but from what I understand, it was the chief and his deputy chief, and they were talking about one of the candidates' interviews, I guess, that they had on Brevard News. And I just don't understand why the chief would get involved in the campaigns and the elections. I would really love to have you on, Chief Lau, and we'd love to talk to you about it, because I think that we need to bring this conversation to the people, because really this needs to stop. And we'll talk more about it with the Florida Today article that came out. But everybody, anybody who's running a campaign is doing this because we love our community and because we want to make our community a better place, and we want to serve our community. Every single one of us is running for that reason. And so I wish that didn't happen, and I'm glad that the video got taken down.
Yeah, the video. What do you say, Chris?
I saw the video, and it was in response to something and trying to clarify some things. But it was at the end that I think kind of went against the state statute. The state statute says that like the police chief, anyone in the city while on duty, can't try to affect an election by what they said. And I think toward the end of the video, he said something like, "I can't believe that a candidate would do this kind of thing to affect their campaign." So I think that was probably where it went overboard. And I understood that the city attorney was brought into it, and that's soon after he was informed. That's when the video came down. It was on X. It was on YouTube and Facebook.
Do you guys think that there was damage done from that video? Did it interfere with the elections? It's hard to say, but a video like that gets shared widely across multiple platforms.
There were people sharing it for political purposes. So, yeah, I mean, I think that just the people using it for political purposes, it did affect. I don't know if it changed any minds, and it might have went the other way. And some people are like, why are the police, commenting on this? I agree with Katie. I think there should be a lot less politicking in the city government. They should just kind of let that go, especially with a campaign. So.
Well, that brings me to our next topic, because Florida Today released an article about the District 1 race, and they actually complimented the three of you regarding just how you guys have come together and decided to play a fair campaign with one another. And in the article, it states that you guys are even in a group chat together and that you have open communication together. So it's night and day compared to some of the races we're seeing where you guys have chosen, we are going to put the people first.
Right.
And we are going to allow them to use their voice and say, this is who we want in office. And we're not going to play these games. We're not going to, put out anything on each other. We just want people to see each of us for who we are and be able to vote accordingly. And so, Chris, did you see that article or?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was really complimentary of them, working together and having a nice, non-personal attack campaign. And they were saying in the article, they said, I wish all of politics would do this. And I see that in the city race. I think not exactly my race, but one of the city races, it's getting kind of contentious, and I wish that it would cool off a little bit on that too.
How do you feel? How do you feel about that article? Do you think they covered it pretty accurately?
I was for once happily surprised. The gadfly is surprised and happy about Florida Today's article. Myself and my two opponents, we're very different people. We have different strategies when it comes to how we want to work if we get into when we get into office. But at the end of the day, we're neighbors. And we're all just regular people who want to step up for our community and serve our community. And early on in the campaign, probably over a year ago, the three of us said to each other, look, we know each of us is a good person, and we're not going to cross that line. And even today, we were talking about, hey, if you see do you need any help picking up your signs for the hurricane? So it's nice that even though we're competing against each other for this position, that it could be done in a way that's still kind. And it's really great.
Your race also there was two forums, and one was for District 1 County Commission, and it was with the League of Women Voters.
Mm-hmm.
And so how did you feel that went for your race?
I thought it went really well. The questions were great. I wish more people would have come to the forum, but the nice thing about it was that it was recorded, so it's on YouTube. Like I said, the questions were great. So we actually got to talk about topics that were more specific. And I think that that's probably one of the first forums that we've gotten to dive so deep. So that was
gonna
different.
say, like, there were a lot. The questions that they asked, there were some really good new ones, but there were a lot of the same ones we hear a lot, like the right to clean water, development, infrastructure, like the same topics coming up, and they're all kind of phrased the same way. And so we saw that in some of the city council forums as well. It's interesting because these are the things that are on top of people's minds.
Oh yeah.
And we're focusing on them too.
So your race, the city of Titusville council members did it, but you were unable to participate because your opponent wasn't there, and that was one of their forum rules. They don't allow you to speak. But you did attend. You still showed up to talk to the people and to be there and watch the debate. And
so what's funny is I get there and someone who was there, they saw me there and they're like, "Oh, I thought it was you that couldn't attend." And I was like, "Oh, so what if I didn't come?"
Wow.
And people would have thought that it was me that was unavailable. So I was glad to come. I still talked to everyone that I could, and some of those people have gotten to hear me before, but I try to focus on the people that I'd never seen before and try to go up to them. So it was still a good forum, I think. So.
And there was a lot of attendance.
Yes.
At the city council forum.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised. There was probably 50 or
50, 60. Yeah.
Did anything stick out to you at that forum? Any impactful moments? Like there was a moment for me, seat 3, where the development, like you said, is being brought up, and somebody said, well, we can't work on infrastructure before growth. We want growth before infrastructure. Do you remember who it was?
I think that was Billy, and I think his analogy was the chicken before the egg. I think that was him. I think that was Billy.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like they want to fund, and I've heard this from other people too. It's something about you have to get people in to fund the infrastructure, and I think I've said this before here, is that's a Ponzi scheme. That's the definition of a Ponzi scheme. So you can't, if you don't have enough money to fund the infrastructure where the people are here, new money coming in is not going to fix the problem. It's about everyone, spreading it across everyone fairly, and having the money to fix up infrastructure, do that.
You said the right to clean water was brought up, and in both of the debates or forum questions was, would you certify the votes if you were elected? And it was interesting to see candidates kind of skirt around that. Like, you had candidates that said, absolutely, day one, I will be moving to certify that election. It is your constitutional right. It should have never not been certified. But then on the other end, you kind of had people skirting around it going, well, the staff knows best. They're the experts. So if they're telling us not to certify the will of the people, then...
Yeah, I think they were more saying that we're for clean water, but we don't know enough about the legal part of it. And I think, and that was Billy and Andrew both. They both said, "Well, we want," like Billy, I think, said, "I want to strengthen it," but he also didn't say that he was for certifying it. Andrew didn't say he was for certifying it either. So neither one of them have said that they're for certifying the vote from 2022. They kind of talked around it, and they said they support clean water, but they don't support the amendment.
So if you want to see that live, we actually live streamed it into Fight for Zero Brevard on Facebook, and it's also on Brevard News on Facebook. So if you guys want to go rewatch those, we highly encourage you to do that. We're going to move on to our next topic. And our next topic is going to be about unconfirmed reports of a citizen who had police come to their home about pictures of a candidate they shared online on social media. And this is something that we've kind of touched on regarding constitutional rights and this behavior of police coming to people's houses. It almost seems like intimidation. How would you feel if somebody came to your house, Katie, because you posted something on social media that was simply sharing? It was just simply sharing a photo. There wasn't, anything threatening in it, harassing in it. But the candidate just didn't like the photo they shared.
Well, unfortunately, in today's world, once you put something on the internet, it's there forever. And so, when you're a candidate, you have to lay it all on the table. It's, your life is exposed, your family is exposed, everything is exposed. And that's what we do to have the opportunity to serve the public. And so while, I've had things taken out of context, shared about me, it's frustrating, but at the end of the day, you just gotta pick yourself up and keep working.
You had a website. You had an entire website made about you.
Right.
And a Facebook group that had your name and everything.
Right.
And did you call the police on them?
No.
I mean,
and the worst part is that it's all fake twists, twists of a tiny piece of truth that they blow up into a huge story. I mean, it's ridiculous. But these things were just a picture that was shared. And so for me, I understand people get upset about that. Especially if it's an old picture, I get that. But I'm more upset at the fact that the police felt the need, again, to go out of their jurisdiction, out of the city of Titusville, to go and talk to a citizen about this, something they posted on Facebook. Really? You don't have anything better to do?
What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, that's chilling free speech, and it's actually illegal to do when you use the government in a way or a law in a way to chill freedom of speech. That's illegal, and we obviously don't have confirmation on what exactly happened, so we're going to be requesting the body cam footage and the police report, just to kind of see what actually happened. But if the report is true, that's really disturbing to me that someone would use the police in that manner, to go after someone for posting pictures that they had posted in the public, and not just for friends to see, but publicly posted some pictures. Uh, that's um, that's not a good way of, if you're a private citizen and you do that and someone does that, that's a little concerning. But someone run for office, I mean, could you imagine the presidential candidate calling the police on somebody because they shared a photo of them, like, that's doctored? And
Right.
those are way worse than an actual photo of them, a real picture.
It's
So,
not unheard of happening here in the community. Everybody knows I've come on here and I've talked about my incident and the case that happened with me. And I've got people that are trying to post my minor children on their on a fake Facebook, and they won't do anything about that. And I just think it's really alarming when you've got candidates that are running for a position of power that want to use their position of power or their and to be able to call the police or use the police or even threaten lawsuits, and it's all, in my opinion, intimidation tactics. It's a way to try to silence people, to not allow them their freedom of speech, to share their opinion and their grievances. And I look forward to seeing what the public records show, and I'm interested to see if this is the only person. I know I'm another one, and I know of one other one that have been through this. That's 3 in the last year. So there's got to be more. There's a Searstown debate coming up on October 19th, and so some of the races are going to be there. There's been a lot more races invited. It's similar to the other debate. They set it up really well, and we just want to invite you guys to go to that. And then lastly, with the firefighters, there's 76 firefighters that we've lost, Katie?
Yes, over the past year, we have lost 76 firefighters who have left our department. Either they've retired or they've decided to go to another department because of the work-life balance issues and the pay issues. And frankly, I mean, the culture of disrespect, the culture of the and not from the citizens, it's from within. And especially on the eve of what could be a pretty serious hurricane, knowing that we have lost 76 firefighters. These are the people that jump in the ambulances and come and help people stay alive while they're getting them to doctors. These are the people who jump in a fire truck and put out fires and who rescue people. And knowing that we are down 76 people that we didn't have to lose is just very frustrating. And we definitely need to look at what we're doing seriously in November when we get sworn in. I hope that my if I get elected and the new commissioners coming in, I hope that we seriously look into this and make sure that we make this right for our firefighters, because I would like to recruit those people back. We need them back here. We need their experience. And so I want to make this right for them, not just for them, but for our community. We need these people in our community to have a safe community.
I agree with that. What do you think?
I think that people forget too in the cities, and we've talked about this before here, is that if you have an ambulance coming to your house, it's the county. It's not just because we have firefighters and police in Titusville or Palm Bay or Cocoa. The ambulance is going to be county. So this is concern for anyone, even in a city. So just because you're like, oh, well, I'm in a city, so we're good. No, I mean, this is about the whole county, even if you live in a city. So this is, we need to focus on this and fixing this right away.
Let's hope it gets done, and it's the sooner the better, especially with a hurricane coming. We're hoping you guys all stay safe. I'm going to do my quote of the week. When government fear the people, there is liberty. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. By Thomas Jefferson. We are hoping that you guys, again, stay safe through the hurricane this week. Get all of your preparations in, and we will see you guys next week.